All right, as we mentioned, William and Kate breaking their silence about former Prince Andrew and the Epstein files. Royal insider Patricia Treble joins us now for another Royal Roundup. And Patricia, this new statement this morning comes ahead of Prince William's trip to Saudi Arabia. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, this is, I think they felt they were forced into it, really. So they talked about how deeply concerned they are. And then it was just 2 sentences, but then immediately say, the focus should remain where it should be, which is with the victims. And really what they're echoing is William's uncle Edward, who said something very similar last week at an event, echoes again what the King and Queen said in October when he made the big announcement cutting Andrew off of everything. There was a very specific sentence at the bottom talking about how the victims, you've got to think about the victims. A lot of scandal, there's a lot of headlines, but it's what's being come out about them that I think is so important, is getting overshadowed by Andrew and all the other news.
Well, yeah, are we seeing this statement because the heat is really ramping up on the royal family in particular? I've seen news clips, I'm sure you have as well, everywhere the king or queen goes, the media yelling at them for comment about Epstein.
Which is incredibly, really unusual. They are not saying, what do they say, really? Because you never know what's the next thing going to be. What's the next thing? The 3 million pages, right? And we just got huge revelations over the weekend, which we're about to talk about. And it just means that if you start asking, you're going to keep going down the line. And what can they say?
Okay, so let's talk about some of those new revelations that we've heard over the weekend. And this is of Andrew giving confidential government reports to Epstein.
So let's push aside his sordid personal relationship with Epstein, because that's something. This is a whole new dimension. This is when he was the trade envoy for the United Kingdom. He was getting confidential documents about countries, and then literally within 5 minutes, he forwarded them on to Epstein. Oh my goodness, that is like verboten on so many levels. You do not do this. And here's the irony. Let's come full circle. He was trade envoy when the first Epstein scandal broke back in 2011. He had to resign in that position because of Epstein. Had we been able to dig into that back then, maybe this all could have been avoided. It would have all come out then, not now.
What are these new revelations, what do they mean for Andrew? Could he be, did I see, criminally investigated over this?
I do not, yes, I think there's no question they are going to be doing an investigation. They're going to be digging deep into those emails and seeing what else he leaked. And I think they're going to be looking at statute of limitations. Like, can he be charged? There is a furor now all the way around the British government over this. And it's not just the Labour government, past Conservative governments, everyone is involved. And this is now, I think, explosive. All
right. Want to mention as well, Andrew has, amongst all of this, finally moved out of a royal lodge. Fallout from the latest release of Epstein files. And that kind of appears to have sped up his departure.
Middle of the night. He was simply gone. Wow. I'm going to say, I think what the impetus was, it wasn't so much the drip, drip, drip. It was the tone-deaf photos of him out and about in Windsor, smiling and waving to the public. Did not go over well. So he is now shipped off to internal exile in Sandringham.
Okay. All right. On a more positive note, Princess Anne was in Italy for the opening ceremony.
This is fun. So she is a former Olympian. She was a European 3-day eventing equestrian. She's a serious equestrian. She was at the Montreal Olympics, competed. She's been a member of the IOC for nearly 4 decades, and she is famous for, she always goes to the Olympics. She's there for the whole thing. She comes with her husband. They wear the outfits, and their focus is the athletes and their families. And she gets this huge reaction every time, like, her face appears on screen. The crowds go crazy. And this is Italy, because they've known her for so long and they know what she means. All she cares about are the athletes, and she's doing her duty. And I'd love it. It's fun to see.
And it's kind of cool. She's an Olympian herself.
It's very cool that she's an Olympian,
All right. Finally, ask you about Meghan here quickly, because Harry and Meghan, they've been somewhat quiet lately, but Meghan did step out for a fundraising gala over the weekend.
Oh, my. Okay, so remember we saw her a few weeks ago. We saw her at Sundance, jeans and a sweatshirt. This was not that. It was full-on glam. She wore this amazing outfit. It is pale pink satin with black trim with a black cape. She looked fabulous. It was a fundraiser for black businesses to help finance them. I thought she looked absolutely spectacular. And it was kind of nice seeing her back on the red carpet. She loves the red carpet, and that outfit loved her.
She looked great. Okay, that is your Royal Roundup for this Monday. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.